Walk Around family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2024 Honda Odyssey Touring in Platinum White Pearl with a beige interior. EX will be your new base model for 2024. Then above that you have the EXL, then you have the Sport, you have the Touring, which is we have right here, and Elite is fully loaded model. Now if you don't want to spend Elite money and you want some goodies, Touring is definitely the package to go. So we're going to start off with the front fascia. You have full LED headlamps, so it is a reflector style. So low beam, high beam, daytime run lights will be LED. The Touring will give you fog lights, and they are LED there as well. The turn signals are traditional bulbs. You can actually see the bulb in there. And combination headlamps. On the front fascia here, you do have a chrome eyebrow above the grille and gloss black in the grille itself. Huge Honda emblem, big H right there. Your radar is right behind the H. And on the lower portion here, you have some flat black, and you have some parking sensors too, because Touring will give you front and rear parking sensors. Over the few years, the Odyssey, actually this generation has been out since 18. The Odyssey has been refreshed, so you do have a different grille, bumper design. The LED headlights I think it was only standard on Touring and Elite, not anything below this, but now they have that fully standard. Coming along to the side, so you do have the new wheel design. And by the way, I recently did an Elite 24, so click the link above to check that guy out. And I mention that because the Elite used to have these wheels. Now the Touring took over the Elite wheels, and the Elite have their own design wheels. The tires are 235 width, and the walls are 55, and the rim are 19, so you get that on the Touring. This Touring does have a protection package, so wheel locks, splash guards, and a cargo tray in the trunk, but you guys are gonna see that in a second. The side mirrors are body color up top and look like a flat black down below with the LED turn signals. And look at the platinum white pearl in the sun. Look at that. Let me see if I can get more of that for you guys. Look at that. It is pretty windy up here, so I'm hoping my dead cat is working. On the Touring, you're gonna have chrome below the windows and flat black above the windows. And you got some body designs here too, kind of break up, give it a little bit more character. And the door handles are chrome, front and back. And then coming along to the side over here, you do have that floating roof design that's on the Odyssey. So the rear window actually wrap around to the back glass and try to make it look like the roof is floating. It is one color, is not two-tone. Coming along to the rear, first thing to notice are the combination tail lights. So when your lights are just on, like the outside of the tail lights are going to be LED, but I believe your brake and turn signals will be regular bulbs, and your reverse lights are also regular bulbs, so you can actually see them in there, which is not a big deal. Honda usually have combination tail lights or headlights on their vehicles. And just taking a look at the rear, you know this is a minivan. Driving behind this thing, it's a minivan. So you can see the glass, the rear quarter glass kind of pours into the rear glass for that floating roof design like I was telling you about. And on the tailgate spoiler, it is flat black mostly, some body colored. Your shark fin antenna over there is body colored. I love how the platinum white pearl looks in the sun. It's just a beautiful color. There's a reason why this color is very popular. So you have your LED third brake light up there, exposed windshield wiper, and on the pre-refresh Odyssey, I believe this piece right here was all chrome. When they refreshed it, they added more gloss black on this piece right here, and then a little chrome in the middle. You have a chrome Honda H emblem Touring that you know. You don't have a plain Jane, that's in chrome. And Odyssey is also in chrome as well. The bumper actually come with a protector on it already, which is flat black. And from your accessories in your dealership, you can add a chrome one to kind of match all your chrome. Make it all shiny. Lower portion of the bumper, you do have your parking sensors back there are exposed. And you can see you have the exhaust on the right side and none on the left side. So single exhaust. All Odysseys will come equipped with a 3.5 V6 and I believe a 9-speed automatic transmission. I know the Pilot comes standard with a 10-speed, and this also has a 10-speed. So these come with a 10-speed. Before the refresh, if you got a lower model, so you got anything below an Elite, it was a 9-speed, and then when you got an Elite, it was a 10-speed, and I believe they got rid of the 9-speed and just stuck with the 10-speed, if I remember correctly. But like I said, taking a look at this guy, you know it's a minivan. You can't miss it. So let's go back to the driver door here because I want to show you guys the key. Now you do have a smart key on the Touring, and this is Honda's older style key. The newer ones have the more curvier, smaller key. So the Odyssey still have the older key, but you have lock, you have unlock, you have power for the sliding doors. You also have remote start built in on here, and you have a button for your power tailgate. So open and close, but we'll come back and discuss that in a second. So I'm actually close that up and close this guy back up. And you also have the panic button on the fob as well. So if you can't find your Odyssey, especially if you get a white one, because a lot of white ones out there, hit panic, you can find your Odyssey. Now on the back of the key, you do have a little switch to take out the emergency key that's in the fob because you still have a keyhole. So if the battery dies, you can still open the door, pop the hood, jump the battery if needed. And the Touring will give you memory seats. So that's why there's a driver 2 in the back. Trying to give you guys a better view. There we go. That's why it's driver 2 in the back, and then the other key will have driver 1. You also have smart entry. So this little button right here will lock all the doors, but if you put your hand in there, it'll unlock the door. Smart entry is also on the sliding doors too, and it's on the passenger door, and you can walk up to the rear tailgate. Let me actually lock it. So if it's locked, you walk up to it with the key and push it, it will still open for you. So you have multiple ways to access your minivan. I'm gonna close that thing up again. And you do have a capless fuel filler too. So it shouldn't open right now because I locked it and only unlocked the tailgate. So you see how the tailgate unlocked but nothing else is unlocked. So if I unlock it, you can open it and it's a capless fuel filler. And you do have the cap right here technically. So you don't have to worry about your cap hanging, scratch up your paint, and you don't turn it tight enough, check your engine light come on, save you about 0.10 seconds at the pump now. So let's get into the interior now. And this is the beige interior. So it pops as soon as I open it on the door. You can take a look at it. So if you want a lighter interior, this is going to be the lightest because I believe the options are black, gray, beige, and mocha. And mocha is like a dark brown. But don't get mocha confused with the brown that's on the Pilot. That brown is more of a chocolate brown. The mocha is a very dark brown. But starting off on the door here, the top portion up here is soft touch. Soft touch. Armrest is all soft touch. Gloss black on by the door handle. And the door handle are black. And you do have memory seats, 2-position memory seats. That's what I'm telling you about the key. So you can save your key position to a key. Your side mirrors will save to a key, and some of your settings will save to a key. So once you unlock it with that key, it goes back to how you last had it. You have power windows for the rear, power windows for the front, power locks, power mirrors. You have some additional storage there, additional storage there. A little small little storage right here. More storage down here, and a bottle holder in here. On the driver's seating, it is power, and you do have a lumbar up, down, in, and out. Most of the new Hondas only have in and out for the lumbar, but you have power forward and back for your back, forward and back for the whole seat, up and down for the whole seat, and then you can adjust this portion right here where your thigh portion can go up and down. On the passenger seat, it is also power, forward and back. You have your back seat forward and back, and you get lumbar in and out, up and down. So when they did the refresh, they also added lumbar in the passenger seat. The pre-refresh didn't have any lumbar at all. So we're gonna jump in here. And it's one thing with the Odyssey is the step in is not too high, not too low. So a lot of people do love these things. It is push button start. So foot on the brake, push the button, turn that guy on. Everything's gonna load up here. Turn on the fan a little bit so you guys can hear me. So you do have a sea of buttons on this left portion here. Pilot, CRV. Most of the Hondas are actually getting rid of having all the buttons right here, and they have most of the options on the screen now. But the Odyssey has been this generation since 18, so it hasn't been refreshed yet. So it doesn't have the newer design style yet. But you do have your power sliding doors, the left side and the right side. You can turn the power off to the sliding doors. Power tailgate, you have to hold it, open and close. Traction control on and off. You have your parking sensors on and off. And you have a shortcut to your safety features on and off. But we'll get to that in a second. Blank buttons there, because those are for either different markets or for a higher trim level. you have your electronic parking brake here, and it is the emergency brake, and you have brake hold too. And this feature comes in handy because while you're in drive, you can take your foot off the brake and it will hold your brake. Looking down here, that's how you pop the hood open, right down there. And because you push the gas tank to open it, there's no lever for the gas tank. On the steering wheel, it is leather wrapped, feels good to the hand, black with black stitching. You have gloss black in the middle with some just regular plastics as well. And for the 10-speed transmission, you have a shift up and shift down. Behind the steering wheel, you have off, parking light, auto, and on. And you have auto high beams, and you have fog light switch. On the right section, it's going to be for your wiper. So you have off, intermediate, on for the rear wiper, which you twist it, and you'll see the wiper back there go crazy. And then you pull the whole thing for the front wiper. So you have off, intermediate, low, and high. And on your steering wheel itself, try to make that straight for you guys, you do have your volume, next track, previous. You have your settings up and down you can go through. You have a back key, you have a home key. You have your phone control so you can answer, hang up, and voice command. If you hold it to Siri or I believe Google Assistant, depending on if you have Apple or Android. So when you hit home, you see you have the screen here. Here you can actually show and remove apps that you don't want to show on here. But you have your trip computer, phone, navigation, because you have the built-in navigation. So if you don't have a destination in there, then it'll be a compass. And let's go back down. You have what you're listening to, oil life, your safety features. So you have road departure, blind spot. I should turn that on. From factory, that's not on. I don't know why. You always got to turn that on. But collision mitigation, braking, and those are your three options. And let's go back down to your settings, and then you can switch from kilometers to miles per hour. Because you can see it's digital. You have a digital speedometer, and you can convert it, and you can have blank where it shows nothing. You have your speedometer up top. You have your temperature gauge on the left. You have your gas gauge on the right, and it's not the half digital, half analog display that's on everything now. This is, like I said, the Odyssey hasn't been refreshed yet, and you do have your traditional driver screen up front. This little light up there, it's white right now. It'll go from white to light green to dark green. The darker the green that light is, the more gas you're saving. So it teaches you to be more eco-conscious. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control settings. So you have cruise on and off, resume, set, cancel. This is how you adjust the distance for the adaptive cruise control. So if you turn this guy on, you'll see it has the cruise button up there. This used to be main, but they changed it. And then you can adjust the distance from the cars in front of you. You have 1, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you have your lane keep assist here. So you turn that on, you see your lanes up there. And once those lanes, I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys. Once those lanes is kind of like fully white, you can feel the steering wheel keep you centered in your lane. It'll mean Jesus take the wheel, but it helps you to assist you while driving, especially on longer trips. So come along to the touchscreen display here. So same thing. It is Honda's older Honda Link, but it's not as old as the Ridgeline. The Ridgeline actually have the oldest. The Ridgeline and the Passport has this system, but the Ridgeline has the oldest Honda Link right now. So if you get an Odyssey, at least you don't have the oldest Honda Link infotainment system. So you do have navigation, which is a Garmin navigation system that's built in on the Touring. That's one reason why you get a Touring and not an EXL, because the Elite also will have this as well. You have phone, you have rear entertainment system that starts on the Touring, which is not on the EXL or the Sport. Technically, the Sport is below this guy. And you have your settings, you have FM radio, you have Bluetooth, you have Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay. And now they're not wireless. You still have to plug them in, even if you get this level Elite. Any of the packages on the Odyssey, they're all wired. Once Honda upgrade to the newer Honda Link, then you should be able to get wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Go to the second page, you have your trip computer. You have the built-in text messaging app from Honda, but everyone uses Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so you may not even use that. Satellite radio, 3 months free. USB port, auxiliary. I don't know who's using those anymore. You have a social playlist, so you can pair up to, I believe, 7 smartphone devices, and everyone can decide what to play next or recommend what to play next. It's cool. You have AM tucked away back here, system updates. You have cabin watch. So with cabin watch, you can view the second and third row just like that. You can pinch the zoom and see if somebody picking their nose or something like that. Now, one thing the Elite will add is it has cabin watch, but the Elite will allow you to talk to the pretty much your third row seating through the intercom. So right here, you can see if I turn it on, cabin talk, it's only through headphones and that's it. If you get an Elite, You can talk through the headphones, or you can talk through the whole Odyssey. Check out my Elite video so you see what I'm talking about. But it's cool that they have cabin watch and cabin talk together, or you can just use one and one. So if I go back and go back to the page, you'll see cabin talks right below. So this is just talking by itself. You don't have to use the camera, but it's only to headphones and not throughout the cabin. So let's get out of there. And you also have a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. I don't know why I couldn't say that just now, but it's a free trial you get with AT&T. And once you get buy your Odyssey, you go to att.com/I believe Honda. You create an account, you sign up. After the free trial is up, then you can pay for it monthly if you want to have Wi-Fi in your minivan. And I'm sure that will come in handy because a lot of people go on road trips with these things. And then you have My Honda Music that no one uses, and you have Honda Link and Clock. So easy to use. Everything's all touchscreen. You have some shortcuts over here that's also touchscreen, but your volume knob is a physical knob. And your climate control is down below here. And you have your front climate control where you can control the fan speeds or the location of the air, AC on and off. You also have on and off here. You have auto sync where you control all three sides. If you turn the sync off, passenger can catch on fire and then you stay cool on this side. Fan speeds also here. Air circulation, front window defrost, heated side mirrors and heated back glass. And you can control the rear climate control back there for the kiddos or whoever's sitting back there. And you can actually put it auto for them, which is cool. And you can lock the buttons because there's a button up here where you can use to control the climate control. But if you don't want your kids messing with the climate control, you can lock it and on and off and the different modes for them back there as well. And your toggles for your temperature, driver, passenger, and your digital screen here. And you do get only heated seats on the Touring. If you want ventilated front seats, you have to get an Elite, but at least you get heated seats. You have an engine auto stop feature button here. So if you push it, it'll turn it off. But every time you turn off the Odyssey, turn it back on, this will turn back on. So you have to turn it off each time if you don't want the engine to automatically stop. But one thing with Hondas is their auto stop feature is not as aggressive as a lot of cars out there. So it won't turn on every time you brake. It really depends on outside temperature, inside temperature, how much pressure you have on the brake. Sometimes it'll even tell you to engage it, push the brake more. So it's not as aggressive as a lot of cars out there. Odyssey only comes in front wheel drive, so they give you a snow mode. So if you're ever stuck in sand, snow, mud, any different type of terrain, you can turn this mode on and it'll automatically try to gain traction for you instead of you playing with acceleration to try to get traction. And you do have an Econ Assist. So when you turn this on, the air goes down a little bit. It takes a little bit longer to get up to speed, and it put the whole Odyssey into a gas-saving mode. So you want the best gas mileage, drive in Econ mode. And for the 10-speed automatic transmission, here's your shifter. So you have park. Reverse is different than all the other buttons. So if you're doing this without looking, you know which one you're pushing. Putting the Odyssey in reverse, so you go down. Instead of you pushing in, you push down, so you know which one you're looking at. And you have a multi-angle backup camera. So this is a wide angle. You have normal, and you have top down. You also have cross traffic either on and off, where if you're backing up and there's a car coming from that way or that way, it'll alert you and let you know which way the car is coming from. Sometimes it'll alert people, and it's not made to detect people, but sometimes it does detect people, which is cool. And you can make it smaller where you have a radar so you can see how close you are touching anything. Because remember, you have parking sensors front and back. So beep at you and get more red when you get close to something. You have neutral, you have drive/sport. So if you hit drive again, it'll put it into a sport mode. And you have your hazards here and display here for your airbags. And come along to the right side here, you do have a lockable glove box. It's not lined, but plenty of space in there. I like on the dash how there's a little bit gloss black, and then you got this silver material. I don't like a lot of gloss black, so you have some gloss back here, but I'm glad they don't put it throughout the whole cabin. So coming down below the shifter, you do get a Blu-ray player. I know this is kind of, dying, but if you still want to watch videos or DVDs with the kids back there, at least you get a CD player. And you get a USB-A for your Apple CarPlay Android Auto connection. You get an AC outlet. It's 150 watt, so you can plug something in there. And you get a power outlet there as well. And down below, you just have a big open space for storage. And you do get a drawer down here, so if you do have your CDs and DVDs, or you can take this divider out, or make it a trash bin, or whatever you want. You have additional storage down there. Cup holders here. You have a rubber mat here. If you get an Elite, it will be a wireless phone charger, but I believe it's an accessory on the Touring. And then if you look in here, You have your headphones that come with the Odyssey. So you get 2 headphones, and they're wireless, which is cool. And you also get a remote, so you can control the rear entertainment screen. And you do have an auxiliary port, and you have a USB-A port in here as well. And it's huge, so plenty of storage down in here. The driver does have an armrest, and it's because it's a bucket seat style, and you can adjust it to wherever you want it to stop. But on the passenger, it's not adjustable. It's either one level and that's it. Or is it adjustable? Okay, so the passenger is actually 2 position adjustable. That's cool. But the driver is multiple levels of adjustment. Coming along here on your rear view mirror, you do get Home Link built in. And you do have an auto dimming rear view mirror. So that's a nice touch. You don't have to add that as an accessory like other Hondas. You have a sunglass holder / who threw that Cheeto mirror, so you have to turn your head. You do have a Honda Link button for your concierge. If you get that with Honda Link and you have emergency button right here, you can flip open and push. Your lighting are not LED, but you get lighting, map lights, and then you do get a moonroof. So it'll open all the way, or you can ventilate it. No panoramic roof available on the minivans. And on your visor here, you do get lights and you get a mirror, which is cool. And then jump out and jump into the second row. So you can open it from right there. There's like multiple ways to open and close the sliding door. So you have the buttons there, you have the buttons on the key fob, you have the door handle here, you have a button here, and then you have a door handle on the inside. So it's like multiple different ways you can go about opening the sliding door. Well, yeah, the sliding door. And the step in, like I said, is just so easy. And you do get Honda Magic seating on the Odyssey, so that's unique to the Odyssey. So it is a 3-passenger on the second row. This middle seat right here is removable. So if you take out the middle seat, actually, I'm actually going to do that for you guys so you guys can see. You can slide this seat or that seat side to side. It's actually pretty cool. So let me take out the middle seat right now and show you guys. One moment. All right, I don't know if you guys seen how fast I took that guy out. It's actually not that heavy, but it comes right out. All you got to do is, probably should have showed you guys. So you fold it down where it turns into an armrest, and then there will be another lever right here. You pull this guy, and it'll release the lock from back here, and then the back comes up first, and then this comes right out. Slide that bad boy out. So with the middle seat gone, you grab this little handle right here and pull it, and you can slide it. So now you can have both seats to one side, like an old school minivan, or you can have it as a captain, or you can slide that seat and have both of them closer to the middle. So it's really cool. And if you have a car seat and someone needs to get to the back, you could just slide, and look how big of an opening you have now. Also, if you're trying to get in that third row, you can pull this lever right here, and then it'll move it up like that, and you can get to the third row. So multiple different ways to get to that third row. Let me actually put this guy back in. And when you put it back in, you put these little legs in that bar first, and then you just drop it into place. Now that the back portion is down, it is cup holders. Look at that, 3 cup holders back here. You have storage back here. It's an armrest. Let me close. I hit open. Let me close the sliding door so you guys can see the storage back here. So you do have a built-in sunshade in the side doors, which is nice for the second row. You do have your window switch, lock. You do have some additional storage down here too. So you have a lot of storage right here. So all the kids could throw their toys in here. And you have a small storage right here, and a bottle and a cup holder in the door. Behind the driver's seat, you do have storage up top and storage down below. More cup holders in the middle portion here. And you have some connections. So you have HDMI and 2 USB-A's for charging. And behind the passenger seat, you have storage up here, storage down here, and a smartphone holder, or I think it's mostly for the remote, but you can put a smartphone in there as well. The spare tire for the Odyssey is below the floor right here, so I don't know if you guys can see, I got the plastic on the floor, but it's going to be a cutout where you can lift up the floor and the spare tire is in there, but I don't know who's changing their spare tire anymore in today's world. You do have your rear entertainment screen here. It's not touchscreen, so if you want to hit OK, you grab the remote, hit OK, or you can connect your smartphone to the Odyssey and turn your smartphone into a remote for the screen here. But actually, I'm going to show you guys the options you have for the screen. So if you take a look here, you have the rear entertainment system there, and then hit OK. You have HDMI, you have Spotify, you have How Much Further, Blue, Disc Ray Player, iHeart Radio, USB, and media service. So if I do How Much Further there, and actually show you guys, it'll give you like a picture of the Odyssey, and then if you have a destination in the GPS, it'll tell like your kids how far to the GPS, and it'll change different settings. It'll have like aliens or cowboys or a field, and it'll actually have like a little destination, how close they are to the destination. It's actually cool. It teaches your kids distance and stuff, and it's a cool cartoon. So it's a nice touch that Honda add. And this is the camera, so you can see the second and third row. And looking over here, so on the seats themselves, the seat belts are on the seats themselves, so that's why you're able to slide them side to side. And the air vents are on the side and not on the roof, or not in the middle. So since it's on the side, if you have like a little baby, you have to worry about the air coming down from up top and blowing in their face. The air vent is right here. So we're gonna jump out of here and get into the third row. And I'll show you guys multiple ways to get into the third row. I'm just gonna use this way since we put that seat back in there. So you pull this guy, moves up, still give you plenty of space to step in there. And look at the third row is already reclined, but you can seat 3 back here. So you see seats 3, and it fits 2 car seats back here. The Honda Pilot fits 3 in the third row too, but it only fits 1 car seat in the third row. The Odyssey can fit 2 car seats, and it has the exposed bars right here for the car seat, so you don't have to dig your hand in there and start looking for the bars. But sitting back here, actually I'm gonna close it. You have storage behind the second row seats as well. Same thing on this side, and you can use this storage bin if you wanted to for the second row. And you have cup holders back here, additional storage. You have an air vent, get some air going back here for the third row. 1 USB-A, and you have a headphone jack. So if 2 of the kiddos or whoever's in the second row watching something up there and they have both the wireless headphones, whoever sits in the third row can actually plug in and tune in and have volumes as well. You do have sunshades for the third row. You have a little hanger for your suit or your dry cleaning. And on the passenger side, you have cup holders, storage, air vent. You have a headphone jack, but you don't have a USB-A. You have a power outlet. On the Pilot, it's 2 USB-Cs. But on the Odyssey, like I said, the Odyssey hasn't been refreshed yet, so it's a little bit different. Sunshade there. You have lighting there. Seatbelt up here for whoever sits in the middle. But the biggest thing is look at how much space I have, and I believe the seat is back. Yeah, the seat is more back, and you still have plenty of room. So this is why you buy an Odyssey over a Pilot, because you want more third row seating. Well, not third row seating, but third row space. So leg space and head space, definitely. And I don't feel like my knees is in my chest. You know, like I could be comfortable. You can put adults back here, but I know most of the kids is gonna sit back here. Now, if you want to get out and you're in the third row, you have this little handle right here that you pull, and the forward seat will move forward, and you can get out. So we jump out of here, and we're gonna close up the door. I'm gonna show you guys the cargo space, because there's another reason why you buy the Odyssey over the Pilot. Because look at this, the third row is up. Look how much storage you have in it. Isn't that crazy? Like, look how deep that is. The Odyssey do give you these floor mats that's not black. They're like unless you get a Sport. The Sport give you black floor mats, but any other trim level will give you these brown, grayish like color mats, so they don't look dirty over time. Try to keep your interior cleaner. And part of the protection package that this Odyssey has, it has the cargo tray. But look how deep that is with the seats up. And I'm actually gonna take this out so I can show you guys the seats folded into the floor. Pretty much you grab the handle, you drop it in. Look at that, one hand. I just did that with one hand. So imagine you have a baby in one hand, or kids, you holding one kid with one hand, you have one hand available, you can drop the seats. Same thing with this. You pull it, and then you just drop it in there, and it'll fold in there. So with the seats folded in there, look how much space you got. Look at that. Look how practical minivans are. I'm so for minivans, but I have a lot of customers that they rather buy a Pilot. Even though they need a minivan, they rather buy a Pilot because they don't like the look of a minivan, or they don't want to be that minivan mom. But if I had a bunch of kids, I'm getting a minivan because look how practical this thing is. You have sliding doors, so the kids are not swinging the doors out and hitting all the cars. You like, so you have storage back here. Notice more storage right there. More storage over here. You have a power outlet back here. Your funnel for your gas tank is there, so you're using a jerry can. You have the funnel. Actually, let me pull it out so I can show you guys. You have the funnel right there. See a little gray piece right there. But this thing is just so practical, and look how easy it is to bring it back. One hand, look at this, one hand. Look at that. Slams into place. You pull the little handle right here, and then you don't have to have it recline, but one hand. Imagine you're a dad or you're a mom and you got a bunch of kids. This is gonna make your life just so much easier, especially on road trips. You have a full house and you got a bunch of like little ones just running around. You got toddlers and infants, and I just did all that with one hand. Fold it in, fold it out, easy. And the tailgate is adjustable, so you can adjust how high you want it to open. So if you're shorter, or if your garage is a little bit more shorter, you can adjust the height. Well, look at that guy. Now, if you want the feature where you kick underneath the bumper and it opens and closes for you, I believe you have to get an Elite for that. But we're gonna jump into, oh, you hear it beeping at me because it's like, it's running and the key's not in there. What are you doing? But we're gonna jump into the brochure so we can look at all the features I may have missed or everything we already went over.
If you made it this far in the video, make sure you give the video a like, because not only we went through almost everything on the Odyssey, I don't know what I missed, but I did this in 4K, so editing this thing is not as easy as just doing it in 1080. So drop a comment, drop a like if you enjoyed the video so far. I hope I covered as much as I can. I don't think I've ever been this detailed on an Odyssey before. But yeah, we're on a trim walk. So the EX is the new base model, and it's been the base model I think for the last like a year or 2 years or something like that. I think Honda ended the LX a minute ago. But yeah, EX is the lowest model that you can get. Right above that, you have the EXL. Right above that, you have the Sport. And then you have the Touring, which we're walking around right now. So the Touring is an upgrade from the EXL. Not really an upgrade from the Sport, even though technically it is. But technically no, because the Touring doesn't have some of the blacked out stuff that the Sport has. So technically you're not going from Sport to Touring. Go from EXL to Touring, if that makes sense. So the first thing you're gonna get is the built-in navigation system. You have to get Touring and up to get that. EXL Sport won't have those goodies in there. You have the rear entertainment system, which is interesting because the Pilot doesn't no longer have the rear entertainment system. Before, if you bought a Pilot, you can get I think you can get an EXL with rear entertainment, Navi rear entertainment, but it ended that trim level. So then they just made it where Touring and up had the rear entertainment system, but it's just gone. So I'm not sure if Honda's gonna bring the panoramic roof to the Odyssey and get rid of the rear entertainment system, because today's kids, they have iPads and tablets and stuff. But I still have a lot of customers that prefer to have the flip down screen. So we'll see. The How Much Further app, part of the rear entertainment system. So that's Touring and up, the Cabin Talk. And remember, the Cabin Talk, why is it? Well, I guess that is a PA system, but Cabin Talk on the Touring only allows you to talk through the headphones, not throughout the whole vehicle, like I showed you guys. You do have the power outlet up front, HDMI port, help works with your rear entertainment system. You do get USB-A ports. Let me see, one in the center console, two in the second row, one in the third row. And you get the 19-inch alloy wheels, because the Touring used to get, I believe, 18s, and they weren't this design. So I explained the whole, this took over the Touring wheels, and the Touring Elite wheels, and then the Elite have its own rim style now. You get the body colored parking sensors. You get the body colored side sills. I didn't even mention that. You get the cabin watch, so the camera is Touring it up. And you get Honda Link. And Honda Link allow you to do things like lock your car from your phone, start your Odyssey from your phone, things in that nature. And you get the sunshades in second and third row, and Wi-Fi hotspot capability. So, in my opinion, I think the rear entertainment system, the Navi, is going to be one of the biggest reasons why you go up to the Touring, and the cabin watch and the Cabin Talk. Parking sensors may be a thing too. The sunshades, that's a big deal. But yeah, if you're not trying to spend elite money, let's actually go build one. And here's all the trim levels here. So you can see the Touring is still under 50. If you don't want to spend $50,000 on a minivan, but you want some features, Touring is the way to go. If you want to be about mid 40s, You have plenty of options. EXL is right there, right under 41. Ford is a little bit more money. It's not that much because this is pretty much a EXL, but it's blacked out. And the EX is going to be a base model. So let's jump into the touring, build one out. Remember, I mentioned all Odysseys come with a 3.5 V6. There's no hybrid, just a 3.5 V6. 10-speed is your standard transmission as well. And if you're looking at gas mileage, you're going to be looking at 19 city and 28 highway, 22 combined, which is not bad for a V6 minivan, something that's heavy, and it's only front wheel drive. There's no all wheel drive options. I know you can get that in a Pacifica. I know you can get that on a Sienna, but the Honda has just always been front wheel drive. You know, especially in the minivans, always been front wheel drive. That's just their thing. I guess it would be cool to have an all wheel drive option. I just don't know if Honda will be able to have that deep cargo space down below if they had all-wheel drive, and obviously gas mileage is going to go down, and there's a few things that are sacrificed if they did all-wheel drive. And how many people want to buy an all-wheel drive Odyssey? I don't think it's enough to make it in their eyes. I don't know. So let's jump into the colors. You have Crystal Black Pearl, which comes with black leather interior. You have Lunar Silver Metallic, which you have the option of the gray interior. And the Elite video that I did, I believe that was modern still with gray. So you want to see the gray interior, check that video out. And you have the Mocha, which is a dark brown. And in this photo, it looks light brown. It's darker than this in person. Go check one out in person. The Mocha is pretty dark. You have Modern Steel, which gives you black leather or gray interior. You have Obsidian Blue, which gives you only gray interior. You have Platinum White Pearl, which gives you beige or black. So beige, I think white is like the only color you can get beige. I think white and maybe red. Let me see, Radiant Red Metallic, beige interior. Yeah, I think red and white are the only options to get that beige interior. Sonic Gray Pearl, I know for sure is going to be black interior. And if you look at the color pricing, Platinum White Pearl, Radiant Red, and Sonic Gray Pearl will add $455 more. So I'm going to do the white, and interior color doesn't change the price. I'm gonna do the white with beige, and your base price is $45,100, $455 for the premium color. Destination and handling is $1,375, and you're looking at the MSRP at $46,930. Like I said, under 50. You want features, this is the way to go. You get a 2-year Honda Service Pass, free oil change, free oil filters, tire rotation, multi-point inspection for 2 years or 24,000 miles. The transmission, so your powertrain warranty is 5 years, 60,000 miles, and your limited warranty 3 years, 36,000 miles. So let's jump in. To be honest, I'm not expecting a lot of electronic accessories you can add. I mean, they have 3 right here. So you can add the hands-free tailgate feature as an accessory. This is standard on the Elite, but you can add on the Touring where you kick underneath the bumper, it opens and closes for you. It's cool they give you the option. You have a wireless phone charger you can add that's standard on the Elite. Cool that they give you an option. And these pricing here is just Honda's pricing. Your dealership pricing may be different because everyone, I guess their labor costs is different, and shipping and taxes, whatever, is different per dealership. So it's gonna be different depending on whatever dealership you look at. So whenever people comment and ask me, oh, you know, how much is for this accessory, I really can't answer because it's my price. Like how much my accessory costs at my dealership is gonna be different in your dealership probably. But you have all-season floor mats. I like this cargo bins thing. That's actually really cool. You just can't fold the seats into the floor if you have that with the bins in there. But you have the cargo net. That's cool. That the cargo tray that my Odyssey did have. The folding tray is actually cool. So if you not using third row, you have protection of the carpet, first aid kit, illuminated door sill, front and rear. Heated steering wheel. So that's standard on the Elite. You can add as an option on the Touring. And that's actually really nice because a lot of other Hondas, a lot of things you can't add anymore. So the Odyssey is still not the refresh, you know, not the new generation. So you get to have like home link and things like that, which is cool. You have an interior illumination. It's only blue though, I believe. Yeah, so it doesn't tell you what color it is, but I believe it's either blue or maybe just white. I'm not too sure. But you got seat covers in second row and third row, utility bin. That's pretty much it. And the exterior is gonna be things like, you know, roof racks and crossbars and body side moldings and all that good stuff. But definitely drop a comment below if you enjoyed the video. If anything I missed, any questions, you guys know I try to answer to my best ability. I hope you guys enjoyed the Odyssey video. I really like doing these walkarounds on the Odyssey because there's just so much to talk about, and these things are just jam-packed with features. Like whenever I sell one, I'm going to feature with the customer. It takes forever because it's just a lot to go over. But I'm hoping if you guys have an Odyssey and after watching this video, you learned something new about your Odyssey. But yeah, stay tuned. 24s are rolling in and they're the same thing as 23. If you're curious, 23, 24, same that thing. But maybe 25 they refresh it. We'll see. Too early to tell now, but I'm gonna end this video here. I appreciate you guys for watching. This is one of my longer videos on a walk around, and like I said, there's just so much to talk about. We still gotta do the other trim levels in the Odyssey, but thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna catch you in the next walk around.